Okay, good morning. How you doing, boss?
I am loving it. Loving this market.
Good.
Every minute of every day.
Yeah, good, because I got some questions for you about how we're actually going to trade this market. A couple of things here. If you have charts that you want to share, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and drive here and I can pull the charts up on my screen. Totally up to you. Couple of things real quick. I know that, well, first of all, if you want to trade with JR for free in his Momentum Express virtual trading floor, which runs from March 17th to March 21st. QR code on the screen. I'll go ahead and throw the link in the chat here as well. JR, do us a favor. Tell us a little bit about how you trade and what kind of trades you look for before we kind of dive into the nitty gritty here.
Sure. I like trends. I like momentum. And I like markets with a relatively predictable tape. We have had a very orderly bearish tape in the markets since the top, and we've just been sort of rating that hourly downtrending channel. We've been playing the hourly, the 2 hour, the 4 hour chart, and there's a lot of panic in the street, but it's not really reflected in the tape. It's been very orderly, very predictable, with technicals that tell us that the market is still going lower. We are not in a abrupt oversold condition. The markets are systematically being sold, and we're not seeing any signals of a big selling climax just yet. However, we remain vigilant. Obviously, we're going to have some bearish retracements here in short order, most likely. But as far as trading these markets, I always remind my traders it's good to be a day trader. This market is a never-ending source of amazing opportunities.
Yeah, definitely good to be nimble, especially in a market like this. Let me just get you on record here real quick. You have mentioned that the move down here has been orderly, and indeed it has felt that way. Really no panic or plunging yet. I say that just to kind of give myself an out here in case that changes. Where do you see the broader market pulling back here towards? Do you have any targets at all?
Yeah. So, this is not going to be a popular thing to say, but
that's okay. We say things here that aren't popular. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Your most traded volume, some people call this a point of control. Your most traded volume for 2024 is like 54.58 on the SPX. Right. So, that takes you to about a 16% pullback off the highs. And, we, in terms of really high volume, high transaction areas of the market, we are one of them right here into 5,600. There's a real battle going on at 5,600 to hold the level. We're probably going to have a retracement higher. But if they lose about the whole 5,600, I'm looking at 54.58 next.
Okay, and so we're looking at SPY here. That pretty much takes us down to the area where the market bottomed around the yen carry trade. Just about in the same area there. So, okay, so based on that, looks like we've definitely, oh my God, I totally screwed that up. Looks like based on that, we have some more room to fall here. So really good. Okay, got another question for you here. Tell me about some of the keys that you use to analyze news flow when you're making some of your trades.
Well, we use news flow in the markets and market relationships, right? We pay really close attention to the interrelationships between assets. So, there are times in the market where you really want to watch the inverse relationship between the dollar and equities. Obviously, some of these relationships have flipped now due to major macroeconomic concerns. Primarily the S word, right? Stagflation. So a strong DXY doesn't necessarily mean what it did 3 or 4 months ago. But we're constantly looking at news flow and those relationships in order to gather an edge in the market. And another thing we're doing very closely is really watching the order flow in the market. How's the tape moving? Are we looking at really bullish flow? Are we looking at trades to fair value that then just get faded? what is the personality of this market, and how is that reflected in the order flow? So we are very old school tape readers in that regard, and paying special attention to where's fair value in this market. What are the areas of momentum based on little inefficiencies in supply demand, and taking advantage of those, and of course always staying with the trend.
What is the tape telling you right now?
The tape right now is telling me that we're in a very, very orderly decline that's systematic. It seems this market seems completely devoid of hysterics and climactic emotions. It's just been a systematic, very orderly trending down move. And you can really take advantage of those because they give you really, really predictable entries and exits. And we've been absolutely killing it, catching 20, 30-point moves in the S&P futures at a time, really taking advantage of the sell-offs in Tesla and Meta and so on and so forth. And sometimes it just feels like free money, honestly, in a market like this.
Okay.
So it's been good times.
Do you have any level for Tesla where you think that this kind of bottoms and turns around? I mean, we've been in a pretty nasty sell-off since this thing printed highs near 500 back at the end of last year. You got any level that looks like a good long spot?
Yeah, I think you're going to find a demand zone somewhere between 210 and 192. We have to see a base form off the 2 and 4 hour chart. Tesla really likes to V. It's a very temperamental stock. So if you're looking for like a nice, easy bottoming base with a nice set of higher pivot lows on the hourly and 2 hourly chart, by the time Tesla made its move, it's up 30, 40 points. So you got to play those V's and platforms in Tesla. You got to watch the tape in the demand zone. So it's point of control off the reaccumulative base in October, whatever it was, July to October 2024. You're looking at a $220 point of control, right? So we're approaching that. I think 200 is going to hold, and I think we're going to at least have a technical bounce. Elon Musk is not doing himself any favors with his very public and politically charged comments. He's become a political figure. I'm not making a political statement by saying that, but obviously he's now being part of the Trump administration. That is not helping stock price because obviously a very large constituency may not like that, and he's had some rather onerous personal baby mama problems. I always tell my traders, the minute Elon Musk gets a vasectomy and a mute button, Tesla's going to skyrocket higher. Yeah.
Okay, that's the first time I've heard that. We'll mark that one. Yeah. We'll see if that ends up materializing. Not bad there. Okay, real quick. I don't know how we're going to top that one, but real quick, tell me about how you digest headlines in the market, in the volatile environment that we're in right now. I mean, it seems like every day there's tariff this, tariff that. Maybe they'll be taken off. Maybe they won't be so long. There's a lot of kind of uncertainty. How are you digesting these back and forth headlines that we're getting?
Yeah. I always tell my traders, bears who sell gold at 3 a.m. and analysts have one thing in common. They sound really smart and they never make any money. I'm not in the predictions business. I'm a trader. So my job is to understand what the general price action narrative is and the overall sentiment narrative is in a market, and then understand how the market is reacting to a specific story. And you really just never know until you have that tape bomb hit the market and the reaction. And I'm a big fan of playing the reaction, excuse me, and not trying to anticipate, how the market is going to react to a story, because honestly, this market has been so irascible in its reactions, and it's so hard to predict that I feel like it's really a fool's errand, you know.
Okay.
So, but as a trader, my main focus is is to remember that I'm trading against other people. You know, robots are people too. I always tell my traders, you know, they're programmed by people. And, part of the craft of trading is really understanding who you're trading against and what they're most likely thinking. So I like to wait and see what the market reaction is and then take advantage of that. And we do a great job doing that every day.
Okay, we are here with JR Romero from T3. Trade with JR for free in his Momentum Express virtual trading floor that runs from March 17th to March 21st. QR code is on the screen. Link is in the chat. Okay, wanted to talk to you about some chart indicators here. What are your most used chart indicators? If you want to give me your favorite ones, that's fine, or the ones that produce the best signals, that's fine too. What are your favorite chart indicators, and what do you use mostly to decipher what's going on with the chart?
I like price. Price is real good, and I like volume. I like to keep it as simple as possible. I noticed you've got some volume profile there. I'm a big fan of the volume profile, the market profile, to get a general, picture of market structure and transactional volume. That's always really helpful to understand what the most traded areas are, of course. And but primarily, having been raised as a Wyckoff trader, I look at the market cycle, price action, and market structure. I try to keep the screen as free of hieroglyphics as possible. Anchored VWAP is great. I'm a big fan of PreMarket's anchored VWAP. But primarily, the most important indicator is price and volume, and then just your experience as a trader and your understanding of the market. If you're relying on technical analysis to make money in this market, you're probably not making a lot of money. Yeah, there's other X factors that are much more important than blue and red squiggly lines on your screen.
Okay. All right. We'll close it out here with this. What are some of your favorite setups right now? You want to give me stocks, names of setups, whatever you want. What are some of your favorite things in the current environment we're in?
My favorite thing to do in this market has been to pick the low lying fruit, and that is shorting the top of the trend channel and shorting the breakdowns in momentum stocks like Tesla and APP. These massive momentum breakdowns that you had in Tesla, say, for example, yesterday through 250, big key level, the breakdown of 400, you had a shooting star reversal off the top of the value area at 416, and then a gap down, and that gave you a move all the way down to 220, right? So just taking, a lot of these stocks they just have so many trap buyers. There are such crowded trades with such a massive sentiment shift all at once that it creates a very powerful amount of, like stored kinetic energy, right? These trades were so crowded to the long side with so many retail traders. And I was warning my room, guys, the market is crowded with retail traders. It's ebullient and overcrowded and overbought. We got to be really, really careful. And I think I kept a lot of people out of some dangerous situations. And now we're just really reaping the rewards. Because there's really nothing the Tesla and APP bulls could do. They're stuck in a defensive situation, and momentum is really triggered to the downside, and you just take advantage of those moves. Robinhood, another great example, right?
Yep.
RGTI, AFRM, Palantir. We murdered those shorts. The names were too crowded. The tape was just too strong. So much of a bullish cause had been built that was so overextended that when everybody sells at once, I call it the musical chairs effect, right? And you take advantage of that. So we don't rely so much on technical indicators. we rely on, trader sense, right? The idea that you understanding what's happening in a particular instrument and taking advantage of those massive momentum driven moves that are structural, right?
Okay.
In my opinion, that's where true edge comes from.
Okay. Real good stuff there. Trade with JR for free in his Momentum Express virtual trading floor. It sounds like momentum is at the core of your trading philosophy here. That virtual trading floor runs from March 17th through March 21st. March 17th is my birthday. Maybe I'll join you for that.
Birthday.
Thank you very much. It's coming up here. We're going to try and hit the golf course. QR code on the screen, link in the chat. JR, any final words here for us today?
Yeah, traders. Trade intelligently. Bring your best self to work every day. Your mindset will determine how you behave, how you perceive, and how you execute. So bring your best self to work every day. And there's nothing wrong with sitting on your hands if you're not ready to engage the market on any given day.
That is so awesome that's what you chose to finish with. We have actually been talking recently that, hey, look, sitting on your hands sometimes is the right thing to do. Always bring your best self to the market. Put yourself in a position to succeed. JR, really, really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day here. We'll check in with you next time.